Welcome to Playing Ace or Speed. Today we'll be doing part 2 of the Onshape Master Series tutorial. If you've not seen part 1, I'd recommend you go and do that now. So as you see here, we have the progress from part 1, the main skins and all that. So we're just going to go from that and start making the center pod. So creating a sketch, select that former as the plane, and we're going to use a center point rectangle. Bring it to the center. Now it's for some reason snapping to not the center, so I'm just going to use the line to help center it. Try to get as close as possible. There we go. Just make any size and then type in 52 millimeters and 45 to 45 millimeters. There you go, you got a main square now. Now, we have to figure out where we want the hatch to be, because that also relies, the center pod orientation relies on hatch positioning. Now, on this one, I think I'm gonna put the hatch on the bottom. So we're gonna have the open side of the center pod facing down. So I'm going to select offset, select the 3 lines. As you can see, the open side is down. Set that to 5 millimeters for the FoamBoard thickness, just like that. Now we want to hide these skins so we can see where our center pod's going to go. We want it to go to at least past these last formers. Let's bring that one back. Okay. I noticed something. I forgot to duplicate the formers. That's something we need to do. That way it's easier for the skins to line up. If you have one skin that's the right shape, then you gotta handle the other one if you don't have the extra formers. So I'm gonna select both, 5 millimeters, copy. There we go. Now, there we go. Good. Now we're gonna do the same thing with F1, or former 1, or former A, depending on how you want it to be. Alright, so never mind. We'll do that later. Right now we're gonna extrude and make the path for the center pod, so to speak, putting a hole through all the formers. And hide those skins. You do not want to select those. We need to first go down to merge scope. There we go. Then we want to select all the formers. As you can see, it cuts through. We just need to select these formers too. Yeah. Pretty much like that. Alright. There we go. Now we have where the center pod's going to go through. Let's bring the sketch back. Now we do not need this little former right here, so we're just going to go ahead and delete it. Okay. Extrude again, except this time the main center pod. And make sure now it's on new, not add. Now, next one we're going to extrude the center pod past the last former. And you'll see why in a second when we're joining in the vertical stabilizer with the rest of the main frame. You can see here how our center pod looks. Bring everything back. You can see I go straight through the front, the entire airframe. Now we are going to duplicate this former one because we only have one. We want the other one for the cowling ring. Set that to -5. There we go. Now we have 2 of every former. Let's hide the skin. You can see we still need to join the main center pod to the vertical stabilizer. To do that, we're going to make an extension on the center pod, make it narrow down. First, we make an offset plane. Choose the front plane. And then move it to where the end of our center pod will be once we're done with it. Let's hide the vertical stabilizer. No, it's not in our way. Nice. Alright, let's make this center rectangle. Make it a little bit lower, though it lines up with the vertical stabilizer. And let's make it a lot smaller because we need it to fit inside the skin as well. See, 25 millimeters there and 30 here. See how that does. Going to make, there we go. Now we have our FoamBoard thickness. This looks a little bit wide, but let's check. Let's bring that skin back. Vertical stabilizer. Looks good, but will the skin fit? No, it's way too wide. Okay, so we need to narrow that down a little bit. It will not affect strength at all. We're just trying to get it to fit. Let's try 20 millimeters. It's close to fitting. I think that'll fit. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, finish sketch. Hide that skin again, as well as the vertical stabilizer. Alright, now we're going to loft. Now you want to make sure it's solid. Select the center pod face and then the sketch face. Yep, make sure it's on add. That looks good. Finish loft. And there you go. There's the full center pod. Now as you can see, that fits inside the skin very well. And it'll attach to the vertical stabilizer. Now, what we need to do is extrude the vertical stabilizer to make a notch inside the center pod. Set that to 5 millimeters. And set merge scope to the center pod. There you go, as you can see, cut it. Alright, nice. Let's bring all of them back. Now we got the internal structure done. Looks pretty good. Alright, now we're going to make the horizontal stabilizer. So first we need to make a plane where the horizontal stabilizer will be. Line it up. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's best to be as close as possible. If it isn't perfect, you can always change extrude direction to make it right, but it's a lot easier if it's centered already. Okay, so now we're making a sketch. We need to import that same tree view. And as you saw in part 1, we are also going to set the dimension to 1200 millimeters. Set that, 1200. Okay, now we need to position the fuselage on the 3 view and the actual fuselage that we designed. We need to make them line up correctly. So we're going to hit transform, and we're going to rotate it. And I did way too much. Alright, let's transform again. I'll probably need a lot of minute adjustments to the canvas to get it to line up correctly. It's getting close. No, that was too much. No, still not enough. Close. Now we're just gonna basically line it up. We're gonna make it a whole lot easier to see for balance. Now if it's off center, let's try this again. It's a little off by about 1 degree. That looks pretty good. Really close, not quite, but close. Try that again. It didn't seem to do anything that time. Zoom in a little bit this time. There we go. Nope, that moved over way too much. So we're just gonna undo that. I mean, it looks pretty lined up. Let's just go ahead and start designing horizontal stabilizer. So first you want to make a vertical line. That'll be good for mirroring and reference. And we're just going to start drawing up one half, this is very important, just half of the horizontal stabilizer. Project the line. Now we're going to start making control surface. We want it to be one big control surface, that way we don't need to do any weird wire bending connections. It's not two control rods, one elevator, or anything like that. So now we're just going to delete that line because we want it to line up straight when we mirror it and start moving everything. Alright, nice. Now we're going to select line, join these 2 points. Now we're going to make the hinge line. So select the starting point. Try to make it scale, but I think it'd be best if we just went straight horizontal. It'll be stronger and a lot easier to build. There we go. That was our horizontal stabilizer. Finish sketch. Now I'm going to let it extrude, select the main portion. I'm going to change that to 5mm or foam. Zoom in a little bit, let's reselect sketch 1. And you can see it's a little bit too high, so we want it to be symmetric. And yeah, that puts it right in the middle. Perfect. Now I'm going to select remove, merge with all. Now it cuts a hole through everything. And now let's reselect sketch 8. Do another extrude. Extrude the same bit, this time with making a new part instead of removing. Okay, I'm going to extrude again, this time do the elevator. There you go. Let's remove sketch 8 so we can see. That looks pretty good. Now, we do need to make a hole, so to speak, for the elevator as it moves up and down as you move the stick. So we're going to hide that and just have a look and see what we can do. And just start drawing this out. Bring these out, or we can have good reference points. You can see the hinge line, and you can see that we'll need it to go past. That will join our bit on the elevator control surface. I don't think this will work, so let's change that. Okay, so this a little differently. Let's just start here and basically make a triangle almost. And then we can take a 3-point arc and join them. Gives a nice clean look. And then we can bring the horizontal stabilizer back and see if it'll give it enough travel. And it doesn't. We want a little bit more travel than that. So let's just move these lines to give it more room. That's a little too much on the upward stroke. There. That's about right. Alright, now we're going to go to extrude. Extrude that sketch we just made. Metrics remove. Symmetric. And part 8. And part 6. We do not want to hit extrude with all, merge with all, because then it will cut into the elevator. We don't want that. Just pull it out, make sure it cuts all the way through. And hit the green check mark. And there you go, as you can see, now our elevator can move. Looks pretty good. Let's hide this plane. Don't need it anymore. Looks pretty good. Now we do need to start making the hatch. Select this plane. Alright, now we're just gonna make a corner rectangle. Go a little outside of everything. And then let's check to make sure it's below the center pot. Or just at it, and it is not. So let's just undo that. Let's see, let's grab this center pod line. Use it. Basically becomes a sketch element. And let's just draw some lines off of it. And like that, that'll work. Okay. Make sure it's in thin. Select it. Change it to remove symmetric. Make it big. Trying to select formers, but it isn't letting me, so let's just hide part 4. Oh. Yeah, it does this sometimes. It'll hide, basically make it impossible to deselect the skin or whatever part you just selected. So let's just undo that. Let's hide it. And let's try again. Symmetric. Remove. Oh. We're on solid. Yeah, see, it cut away on both formats. That's why we need it on thin. It'll basically cut a path through those formers. Now you can see it's really thick. But we'll get to that in just a second. It's weird. Okay, well, let's just set this to 0.01 millimeters. Just go ahead and cut through the formers. Bring all the parts back. And then let's just cut through the skin now, do them separately. Bang. Try again. For some reason it's not working. Okay, now it pops up. So it's showing up like it's part 2, but it's actually part 4. Okay, so let's just try again. Let's just stick with that. then go back and cut the formers. It's on symmetric, 0.01 millimeters. Make sure it's on remove. And let's slice it. Now for our merge scope. Now we select the formers. And it's not cutting. Okay, let's try again. Alright, hold on. I need to select a horizontal line on top. Yeah, let's select a horizontal line. Should have done all this in the first place. So then I could have done it all at once. Alright, merge scope. Got the former. There we go. Finally. So it looks like that should be the hatch. Sorry, could have been done a much quicker and simpler way, but now you know, just the top line. For that, as you can see, there's our hatch. That looks pretty good. That's going to be about it for today, folks. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. See you later.